INFJs seem to understand everyone and everything around them on an introspective level. Yet, when it comes to understanding others, the INFJ is a much different story. Although all they really desire is a deep and genuine connection, this rare personality type is so misunderstood that it can feel like an impossible mission to keep them satisfied as a romantic partner, and sometimes even as a friend. Welcome back, Psycho. Today, we'll be discussing why the INFJ is so difficult to satisfy. But before we get into it, have you liked and subscribed to our channel? Go ahead, we'll wait for you. Be sure to click the notification bell while you're there so you never miss a video. Alright, let's get into it, starting with number 1, they hold everything and everyone to a very high standard. The intricate mind of the INFJ is both their best friend and their enemy, since the INFJ's perfectionist ways lead them to hold themselves and the things they do to such a high standard, they can't help but hold similar standards for their relationships, friendships, and other connections that require a give-and-take energy. INFJs have a fantasy-like expectation of what their lives are supposed to look like and how the people in their lives are supposed to measure up. They have an innate idealism for their future outcomes, including their fairy tale standard of love. While INFJs prefer to hold high expectations, the harsh reality that is life is far from ideal, and the secret to a happy life is gratitude for the things they do have, including the things that don't quite measure up to their dreamlike views of life. Number 2, they are extremely hard on themselves. Like we mentioned, INFJs hold themselves to a very high standard when it comes to looks, performance, opportunities, experience, success, and the list goes on. Since they are highly introspective and analytical of every move they make in life, they tend to take a lot of responsibility for the outcomes of their actions. For example, if an INFJ got a 90% grade on a test, they may be distracted from celebrating their amazing grade by the few questions they got wrong, because they knew they could have done better. This makes it so the accomplishments and achieved goals just don't cut it for INFJ satisfaction, because they are always calculating how they could have done something different or how they will do differently in the future. Number 3, they can easily overthink gestures. In reality, INFJs love to know that people are genuinely thinking about them. However, the challenge comes when an INFJ is uncertain whether or not the gesture is genuine enough for them to take it for what it is rather than ruminate on it to find an ulterior motive. For example, if an old friend reached out to an INFJ with a text message asking how life's going, an INFJ may ask themselves, "What has this person heard about my life that made them want to reach out?" Or, "I bet they really don't care about what's happening in my life, they probably just want to ask a favor." While INFJs do enjoy a good connection with someone, they can be extremely skeptical when it comes to other people showing interest in them in any way, which makes for a difficult time trying to please or flatter an INFJ. Number 4, they are stubborn when it comes to receiving compliments. Just like they overthink kind gestures, INFJs also find it considerably difficult to take a compliment for what it is. Although most people can become shy and giddy when receiving a compliment, INFJs and a few other introspective personality types have a especially difficult time. While this introverted personality type may take a compliment that they themselves believe to be true, most of the time, the high expectations that INFJs hold for themselves make it difficult to believe people when a compliment arises. In fact, if an INFJ feels considerably unconfident in their looks at work one day and a co-worker compliments them on their appearance, they may automatically resort to firstly thinking their co-worker is being considerably ingenuine, and secondly, questioning why their co-worker would say such a thing when they know they're not looking up to par. All while in reality the co-worker was just simply saying how they felt. Number 5, they like things in a certain organized manner. If you think you're doing an INFJ a favor of cleaning out their car, reorganizing their junk drawer, or redesigning their office space, don't be surprised if the INFJ seems slightly displeased by the results. Not only do INFJs have a certain working order of how they like to organize their things, but you can bet that how they've organized their things is exactly how they want them. They're strategic in their organization, and although things may seem chaotic at times for people on the outside looking in, they must know that INFJs have a method to their madness. This means, although it may be out of the kindness of the heart, a simple makeover or reorganization could send an INFJ completely out of focus. Number 6. They don't do well with surprise or change of plans. Sure, a nice spontaneous camping trip into the calmness of the woods could please an INFJ, providing they know who's coming. But when it comes to surprise parties, unexpected social events, or even the act of bringing someone new along to a close-knit group together can send an INFJ into full panic mode. While this may be an act to encourage the INFJ to live a little and step outside of their comfort zone, an INFJ would be too distracted by uncertainty and mental preparing to achieve the gesture for what it is. Not to mention, INFJs know that other people don't require the same amount of mental preparation for changes in plans and surprises. So while they're busy feeling all these emotions on the inside, they may seem ungrateful or uninterested on the outside because they can't properly explain themselves to people who can't relate. Number 7. They're not overly interested in the material world. Gift an INFJ an expensive purse and watch as they cringe behind their smile of gratitude for the fact that they can see so many other ways they could have used that money. INFJs march to the beat of their own drum and usually aren't interested in following the fashion trends or living the most extravagant lifestyle. While this may make them seem unemotional in the act of receiving gifts and valuable things, in the end, all an INFJ really wants from the people closest to them is a deep connection in which they can share their confusing reality with. They're much deeper than material things, and they don't understand the temporary happiness that objects provide. Instead, a thoughtful INFJ gift would be a bouquet of self-picked flowers or a heartfelt note expressing how valuable they are in someone's life. Number 7. They are distracted by future outcomes. INFJs have difficulty staying grounded in the here and now because they are so often distracted by their inner worlds. The INFJ mind is constantly thinking up ideal future outcomes to the choices and experiences they have in the moment. They are constantly questioning themselves and whether they are making the right moves towards what they want in life. Yet, most of the time, they're not even quite sure what it is they want. For example, if an INFJ got a promotion at work, instead of celebrating their pay rise and additional benefits, they may be thinking, do I really want to be in the career for that much longer? Or is this really where I want to see myself in a year from now? In other words, INFJs can ruin a celebratory moment in life by looking too far ahead into the unknown, which makes it very difficult to feel satisfied in any area of life. Number 9. They are constantly searching for a deeper meaning. The INFJ is deep. Deep thinkers, deep analysis, deep questioners, and always on the search for a deeper meaning into the world around them. Just as an INFJ searches for a deeper meaning behind compliments and gestures, they are also on an inner mission to find the deeper meaning and purpose for their lives. Although these answers ultimately come through life experiences, the INFJ can seem slightly distracted throughout life because of this never-ending hunt for true meaning. While others may think they can fill that void by bringing romance, rewarding careers, and experience to an INFJ, ultimately they need to come to the conclusions themselves that life is what you make it by learning while you enjoy. And number 10, they're reluctant to open up. Lastly, and most importantly, INFJs are hesitant to open up about their own wants and needs in fear of burdening others, seeming weirder than they already seem, or feeling even further misunderstood. For example, if an INFJ is in a seemingly healthy relationship while they are spoiled with gifts and grand gestures, yet all they really want is a raw and real intimate connection, they will only stay dissatisfied for as long as they don't communicate their needs. Plus, since this highly empathetic INFJ avoids conflict at all costs, they may hold off expressing themselves in relationships, friendships, and even jobs in fear that they may be putting someone else down by making them feel inadequate, when in reality, communication is the key to communal happiness for both the INFJ and their connections. Well, that wraps up today's video, Cycles. So, are you an INFJ who would say they're difficult to please? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to leave us a like, share this video with your friends, and also subscribe to our channel for more psycho videos.